I'm so kidding. What was the question?
Hey, I am Coach K. This is the P Word Podcast, baby. Let me tell you, we got something to talk about. That's just what it is, right? We got Coach G in the building. Stop by the P Word Podcast. You know, tell us what's going on and all that good stuff. Baby, welcome, girl. Look, click it in. Yeah. Tell me about yourself, girl.
So first of all, thank you for allowing me to be in this space. Thank you for thinking of me. Absolutely. When I decided to take the journey to become a menopause coaching specialist, it was my goal to be in spaces like this. I started going through some stuff, and I was like, "What in the world is this?" That coupled with the fact that I know that there's so much stuff out there, and people are absolutely lost in this space, I said, "This is where I need to be." And so that's when I got my certification as a menopause coaching specialist.
So personally, for me, you know, how I started off, I didn't know what was happening. Just being all the way honest, you know. I started 36 with like some night sweats, and it progressed to, I think, first the insomnia.
Oh,
the insomnia is what usually, you know, I think what got me, and then the internal fire within just came, and I said, "What in the world? Are you hot? Is it me? Are you hot?" Without being all the way into it, bleeding all over the place, girl. Bleeding all over the place. I mean, when I tell you, just the embarrassment of it, of course, you know, just not understanding why all of a sudden, you know, close to 40, I'm messing up my pants like a teenager, you know. I actually got back on birth control. I was not on birth control at the time. I got back on birth control to help just kind of bring it all in, and I didn't know what it was. Then I had a hot flash, and I was like,
"Oh yeah, those are monsters."
You know, I was like 39 though. So I got divorced. I was going through a change of life, you know, meaning changing of life, right? Stress of the divorce, of becoming like the breadwinner. Girl, let me tell you something. I was having private summers all the time. You would have thought I lived in the Bahamas, baby. Yes. So that's what I'm just saying. That's how I felt. Next thing you know, the joint pain and the brain fog and the girl. Anyway, so what you got? Because that's all I got. Let me tell you.
Oh my God. What started for me was the insomnia. But it happened in spans of time, and it would stop. And so it would be waking up 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh my God. And I think I may have been probably 43, 45 when I noticed that.
Wow. Okay.
And I didn't know what was going on. And so I didn't get into this until maybe a year or so ago. All right. So one day I was watching something, and the lady was talking about, yeah, I'm getting up at this time of night. And then she mentioned perimenopause. I was like, oh my gosh.
That's me.
I think it's happening. And then that's where it started for me. And that's when I started doing the research, and I said, okay, this is where I'm going to have. Now, I get night sweats like a mug. I've only had, I would say, probably 3 hot flashes. And I wanted to get out of everything. I felt sick. I felt nauseated when I had my hot flashes. So I think I may have only had about 3 of them. Okay, night flashes is my jam. You know.
Is it your jam though?
Well, that's what picked me. That's what picked me. And then itchy ears.
Girl,
itchy
yes.
Ears. My ears was lit up, and I couldn't figure out what was going on.
Me too. I said, I had the question. I said, I mean, is my hygiene going down?
Right.
I was like, don't you wash your ears?
Yeah.
So, right?
Itchy ears. I actually did a video on it. I was just random in the car, and I did the you know, you try to itch your ears. Yes! I've also had the crawly feeling, crawly sensation. I've had the shock sensation.
Yeah.
Joint pain is a mug right now.
Oh,
now I feel like I'm not me.
Yeah.
I really do. I'm like, if I fall apart.
I know.
Literally feel like I'm not me, but I understand what's going on.
Yeah.
And so I know what to try to do about it.
All right, girl. Like you said, we are about to get down to the P, baby. Uh, we all have questions because, like you said, you don't know what's happening. You question your your insanity. How would a person even know that they are experiencing perimenopause, menopause symptoms?
All right. So for foundation of the information, there are 4 stages. Okay. So it starts with premenopause, and that's your reproductive years. If you 8, 10, 9, 6, you're in premenopause. And then somewhere around maybe your 30s for some of us, we start to not feel like ourselves.
Yeah.
All right. Things are starting to happen. We can't sleep. You know, stuff might be drying up downstairs. We might have a different body odor. So you're changing and you don't know why. Perimenopause is starting to leave the chat. Okay. Perimenopause is starting to leave the chat. Progesterone, estrogen. I'm sorry, estrogen is starting to leave the chat. You know, progesterone is right behind it, and testosterone is like, well, where y'all going? I think I might want to hang around a little bit. I don't know. Right. And so that is perimenopause. After perimenopause is menopause, which is only one day on the calendar.
That day we waiting for.
And then thereafter, you will spend eternity in postmenopause.
Did you hear what she said? Eternity! Oh my God!
That's where you will spend your rest of your natural life
in
postmenopause. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
Y'all.
And so, in answer to your question, is how do you know? Is when you know you don't feel like yourself. That's it. That's how you know.
With you being in fitness, myself included, I know what it does for me. So tell me what fitness and nutrition, how that plays a part in this journey.
So you might not be excited to hear the answer. Y'all might not be excited to hear the answer.
Take a sip, y'all. Take a sip.
Y'all go ahead and do it. And this is what I have told ladies over and over again. Gotta work out. You gotta drink your water. You got to make sure you get your protein in, make sure you get your fiber in. None of this stuff has changed. It's just as non-negotiable for you, for us as women going through the menopause transition.
That's right. You are so right. And, you know, but I think that by having like those foundational principles, right? You know, of course, this is our lifestyle. This is how, you know, I stay indoors, you know. I've been doing, you know, doing this for 19 years this month, actually. And you are right. I think that this time it's not an option.
It's not an option.
It's not an option. It's not an option.
You know, especially hot flashes. Hot flashes can respond depending, you know, everybody's different, on how much fat you're carrying and how much drinking you're doing. And so with your journey, you'll have to figure out where you have to really focus in. But overall, all of it is necessary.
I'm a veggie lover. I love my veggies, but I have began to seek out other ways to get my protein in. Yep. Protein is so important, right?
Absolutely.
My goodness gracious. There's also the hormones, the vitamins, the things. What you think about that?
I support them.
She supported.
So talking about the hormones, I completely hands down support any woman who wants to do pharmaceuticals. Okay, I'm on hormones myself. I didn't wait. I said, listen, we're gonna go ahead and get this thing. But everybody's journey is gonna be different, and people are going to choose pharmaceuticals, or they might choose what is it called? Plant-based supplements, that type thing. So, far as hormones in clinics, I support it. All right, you can sometimes your safety, not your safety, but your healthcare team may not have an answer for you, and you might have to go out and go into a clinic. It's probably gonna be out of pocket. But listen, I know a lady who paid up front a few $1,000s to get her hormones. Okay. And so I support going in because a lot of times these people, this is what they're dedicated to. All right. They're not looking through the same filter that your doctor may be looking at when they're looking at your blood panels. All right. As far as vitamins, all that stuff is also important. When you get your blood panels done, your doctor's going to tell you where you might be deficient. And then, even particular for women that are in the transition, different vitamins that you might want to take. Vitamin D and vitamin K comes up a lot. B12 comes up a lot when it comes to us and bone health because we're losing the estrogen.
Yeah,
estrogen is very important. In
leaving the building. So I do think it's a good idea for people to get their panels read. Like you said, is your vitamins are not always something that people when you are going through these stages, you have to start a whole new lifestyle.
Absolutely,
right?
100%. 100%.
Tell me, like,
100%.
what do you suggest? Like the changes in the lifestyle.
I think that there's a new woman trying to resurface, and she's going to come up regardless if you want it or not. And so instead of fighting her, you're going to have to listen to what she needs. All right, she's asking you to start moving, or else she's going to start creaking. She's asking you to start getting more protein, or you're going to be the one holding up the line when you're trying to get off the table at the restaurant. You know, that whole thing. All right. You know, she's asking you to start getting more fiber in because your gut's changing. You run into the bathroom and all these different things, upset stomach, eating all these different things. She's begging you to pay attention to her. And so think of it as, because this is new, almost like a snake shedding its the skin.
The skin, yeah.
This is a time for you to reinvent yourself. Big time. Physically, physiology, all that stuff, and even career-wise. Go for it.
New woman,
you, absolutely.
Boo. I know that. And
Absolutely.
you know, I definitely feel like this is a transitional period, right? And in this transitional period, it can be as great or I mean, as depressing as you want it to be. Because this is the time now, like I said, we do have our cocktails, but this is a time where women typically go into alcoholism.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, you're like,
I don't know,
what's that? Well, I'm not going to say that it caused mine, but baby!
There are some studies out there where they're talking about the divorce rate of women over a certain age, and it happens to be the phase where they're going through menopause. They don't quite attribute it to menopause, but there's kind of two things that might happen. Either she wakes up and she realizes, the hell, we're not married. Estrogen is left to chat and she don't care no more. All right. Or sadder, it's a thing where there's no support. She don't understand what the hell's going on with her, and nobody else understands because she can't even tell you.
For the people in the back. All right, y'all. So this is the portion where we answer your questions. If you are watching us live, please do know we will get back to you. If you see this after and you're like, man, I still had a question, girl, put it in there. We'll make sure that we get it answered. We are here. We are here for you. All right. Do we have any questions from our audience members?
What are some of the lesser known, but they are still common ailments that you get when you're going through menopause or perimenopause?
We have tendinitis, ringing in the ears. We have, we have joint pain. Often people attribute it to something else, but estrogen's leaving the chat. And then we have itching. Did you say itching already? Itching all over your body. It is what it is.
Well, look, we can't let y'all go without some tips for your toolbox, baby. So, Coach G, what you got?
Very first thing that I picked up. This is The New Menopause by Dr. Mary Claire Haver. She is a frontier in helping us stay educated. She was one of them doctors that didn't know what she was doing. And then she changed that. And so she's really making moves for us.
Co-signing on that, that was also a resource for me to figure things out. My tip, I do use peppermint oils. I do suggest that you find some natural remedies to help you along. So when you hot, when it's internally going on, just saying, get you some peppermint oil, you know, take a couple of drops in your hand and then rub it on the soles of your feet. Guys, I promise you, it will take you from 100 to probably about 45. And let me tell you something, my sister, I appreciate you coming and just sharing and just talking in this space. Being honest, I think that's what we really need, that conversation, right? So I do thank you for coming and sharing, you know, your experience and your skills and all of the knowledge that you have. and just being honest, remembering again, because we know it's hard to remember what's happening during these times, right? It is hard out here in these hormonal streets. So meet us back here at the P Word Podcast so we can help a sister out. Just saying.